There we go. How's it going, everybody? Good evening. I'm being super duper lazy tonight. Uh, no, I'm in some press clothes, just chilling, but I'm literally in bed, just lounging around. It's been hot today. Um, got work in the morning. So, this is a video for car people. Particularly if you're, any age can like these kinds of cars, but you're a 90s kid, like I was, a millennial. I was born in 88. I'm going to go into my story about cars and how, excuse me, I'm going to sit up here, and how my tastes and everything kind of evolved over time, and why I am so, what's the word? I guess you could say I don't even know if obsessive is the right word for this kind of car. Because obsessive means you can't think of anything else. No, that's not true. I would say I'm emotionally passionate about the car. How about that? Now, the car I'm talking about, I have just, it's not in the driveway yet. It's gonna be here. But I've been through a lot of hell with car shit since 2024. So I have signed papers and I put a deposit down, signed a contract, it's already mine, on a brand new 2026 Mark 5 Supra Toyota Launch Edition. Toyota Final Edition. Sorry, I used to have a Launch Edition. I'm now buying a Final Edition in black with carbon fiber for the mirrors and all this stuff. And I got it for MSRP, surprisingly enough. So let's talk about the elephant in the room with the Mark V. Let's get it out of the way, first of all. Is the Mark V a Japanese sports car? Is it just a rebadged BMW? Is it just trying to fill shoes? What were they thinking? Where the fuck is my 2JZ? That's what all these people are thinking, right? Like, why? And I'm going to tell you something to you. When the Mark V Supra came out, initially, see, I used to be a GM guy. I used to be a Chevy guy. Big Camaro guy, big Corvette guy. I also love, of course, JDM cars, Japanese cars, Supra, Mitsubishi 3000 GT, all that stuff. But when the car was announced, see, I was looking forward to the C8 Corvette, and I got a really good story about that. Never Meet Your Heroes. Well, at least that one. So I was holding out for the C8 Corvette for about 5 years. And the Supra was announced, and when it came out in 2020, of course, I immediately compared it to the C8 Corvette. The Supra, I'm like, why would you buy this? Oh my God, it's a BMW? Like, what the? No, ew, disgusting. Get out of here. And I didn't give it a second thought. I didn't. I did not give the Supra a second thought for the better part of almost 4.5, almost 5 years. Because I had my heart set on a C8 Corvette, and I wanted it. For me, it was like I always wanted a Ferrari 458. I wanted the mid-engine car. I wanted the big power and all that. And then I thought, oh, a Z06 flat plane crank V8. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, it's an American Ferrari. It'll be reliable. It'll be dependable. Blah, blah, blah. Change the oil. So let me tell you my story about the Supra first, and my kind of qualms with it, and then my story with how I have literally just been head over heels for this thing ever since I'll have to explain it. So my first car was bought in the military. I bought a BMW 323i, and it was the worst fucking car I've ever had. It was a rat. I didn't know what I was doing. Had over 100,000 miles on it. The fucking seals on the top were bad. When it rained, it leaked through the brake light at the top. I mean, it was just a nightmare of a car. But I drove the shit out of it, and it was a BMW, and to a 18-year-old kid with, leather seats and all the other fun shit, cool, Plus, a family friend of ours, well, these aren't my family, but I won't get into that stuff, but prior relation, he used to have old school BMWs. No, he kind of liked it. He had Porsches and BMWs, so I kind of liked that. But then I had my horrific experience, and I swore off BMW for the rest of my life. I did. So I was like, no more. Like, I'm kind of done with this. So fast forward to 2024 from 2020, and I was able to now be in the financial position to get a C8 Corvette. And I'd wanted one for half a decade. And every stupid dealership you go to, when they came out, $10,000 markup, $20,000 markup. It was just, and they don't fucking stop. These asshole dealerships I don't get it, man. California dealerships just the worst. But and for some reason, Chevy dealerships, they're just like, they hate you. I don't know what it is, but you walk in there, you're like, hey, I have money, but I'm not going to pay a markup on this car. It's a mass-produced Corvette. Give me this thing in MSRP. And you've got to fight them. It's hellacious. So my love affair with the Supra began out of heartbreak. I bought a 2024. Now, before I get into the story of this, I have owned Camaros. I have owned C7 Corvettes. I have, been in Lambos, Ferraris, muscle cars, Fox bodies, whatever, So I've been around a little bit. GTOs, that kind of thing. So I bought this car brand new from Fremont Chevrolet, and I'm not kidding you. This story will blow your mind because it's so far-fetched and just outrageous what I've been dealing with. But so I drive this car brand new off the lot. I put like 5 figures down on it, and I drive it, and I get to the freeway, and I shit you not, it's 7 miles. The check engine light comes on in this car, and the DCT, the transmission blows up in that car. At 7 fucking miles. In a $80,000 Corvette. Brand new, off the showroom floor. Poof. So then, take it back. They buy the car back. They give me another one from another dealership, from another build date. 2LT, higher trim, whatever. I'd have one. I did like a 2LT, whatever. It had all the other bells and whistles. It was nice. It was a very nice car. But, so I had it for 3 months, and I immediately understood that this was a mistake. Because the car was not... The car's not a Corvette anymore, frankly. It's an over-engineered, dead, feeling, cramped, boomer-fied McLaren. That's all it is. It's literally a budget McLaren with McLaren problems, and even worse because the damn DCTs have been through 3 revisions and they can't fix them. And yeah, they look great on the outside, but I'll tell you one thing. I drove one for 3 months before the second one blew up. I'm just not kidding you. I was driving home on New Year's Day from an Airbnb up on the coast with my partner, and we're 4 hours from home. I was doing like 20 miles an hour, and the fucking check engine light comes on, and then same shit. I knew exactly what that message meant, and it just meant the fucking transmission took a shit. So then I had to fight these motherfuckers to get my money back. It took months. In the meantime, I miss work. I deal with this problem, this nightmare. They're fighting me on it. Oh, you want an E-Ray? I said, fuck you. No, I want my goddamn fucking money back. These cars are garbage. And I stand by that to this day. C8 Corvettes are absolute fucking trash. And if you buy one, you're going to be stuck with a $30,000 fucking problem for whenever. It's a horrific car. And I will say this too, it's very dangerous in the rain. These cars hydroplane. I hydroplaned in my last Corvette. I actually almost crashed it because what happened is the back hydroplaned. There was no feeling in the back. You couldn't feel what the car was doing. It's too insulated. It lifted up, and the ass just spun around like this, and I corrected it. But there's... And I got a story to tell with this, too. There's no feeling in those cars. There's none. You go, and I hate to say this, but go drive a Porsche. Go drive a Supra, if they'll let you. Or go drive a used Supra. Go drive a Lotus, go drive a Miata, go drive an S2000 if you can. Go drive a SS1LE Camaro even. And then go drive a C8 Corvette and come back to me. It is probably the worst car I've ever had. Yeah. Yeah, because at least the BMW that I had growing up, I could just shitbox it and sell it. These things are just... They're depreciating pieces of junk. And I was actually banned off the Corvette forums because all the fucking boomers didn't want to listen to me. And I said, hey, these cars have problems. Don't buy them. I'm not the only one. So I was driving around this loaner for like 2 months. I find then I go and I started looking at other cars because I'm like, well, my heart was broken. I was emotionally attached to the Corvette. I had an established history of buying Camaros and this and that. And I'm just like, well, what the fuck? What other car in this price point can, like, fill that void? Nothing really. So I thought, well, what about, like, a C7 Z06? Or, it's kind of going back to square one, isn't it? So my partner recommended the Supra. My partner did. Okay, once again, always listen to your partners. They know better than you. And I immediately was like, I'm like, well, he's like, just look at it. I'm like, well. And I remember back because I'll never forget this. I begrudgingly, look, I'm an ass man, okay? I love a good ass on a car. Like, that's just what will sell me more than anything. The back of a 96 GTS, the back of a Mark 5 Supra, the back of a Mark 4 Supra. I mean, it's just, yeah. So... what turned me on to the Mark 5 Supra was that I begrudgingly saw one in Bay Area traffic in red. I think it was lowered a little bit. And that back brake light and it was so obnoxious. It was so obnoxious and ostentatious and curvy. And I hated that I liked it. I was like, ugh, because I was like thinking BMW. And I'm like, oh God, I hate that I like this thing so well. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. I had no idea my ignorance on the car, my lack of any awareness on the vehicle, anything. So my partner says, well, look at them. Start doing research on them. I said, okay. Because I had to fill the void of the C8 Corvette. I didn't think I'd be able to, find another car I'd fall in love with, let alone bond with. So I started doing my research. Started looking up YouTube videos online. There was this one video. I can't remember his name, man. He does like cross country stuff with his Mark V, and he's got like 80,000 miles on his build and all this. And you start watching this, and you're like, well, wait a second. How are people getting these power numbers out of this car? And how are they doing all these miles? And how are they... That doesn't sound like a BMW to me. A high mileage, high performance engine in a platform that's reliable and it's made with BMW parts? What fucking planet are you on? So I just started digging and digging and digging. And what I discovered was that Toyota, history repeats itself. Toyota has made something, in my opinion, because now I got to say, I've put, on the last one I had, I put probably 13,000 miles on this car in a year. Yeah, about 13K in a year. So I drove the piss out of this Supra. But anyways, so I started doing the research on it and everything, and come to find out, holy shit, these cars are great. Holy shit. Toyota made BMW test all these parts and come back and all this stuff. And I started realizing, I'm like, so then why all the hate for the car? Well, it comes back to there's a subsect of Toyota purists who think that Toyota should have gone with a in-house developed 6-cylinder or reuse a 2GT, which is, I mean, okay, whatever. But Toyota didn't have the R&D budget to do this. That's the problem. This car, I'm going to say it, Gazoo Racing is popular as fuck now. Gazoo Racing, people are going gaga for, and I know there's some problems with, Corollas, or I can't remember which ones have issues, but, a majority of these cars are pretty great. Corollas, the A86s, and of course the Supra. But you got to think back to 2020 and think back to, getting these cars developed. You're talking about a very small batch, very small number, very limited car. That's exactly what they did with the Mark IV, and that's exactly what they've done with the Mark V. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and people are probably going to hate me for this, and I don't doubt that they will. The Mark V Supra, in my opinion, is closer in DNA, I think, to what they were originally trying to do with the 3000 GT, with the very first DNA of the car, almost more than the Mark IV was, because got to think Mark IV is heavier, has extra 2 back seats. It's a legendary car. It is. The reason why the Mark V gets so much hate is because people want the Mark V to be a Mark IV. And it's not. It's not a Mark IV Supra. It's not trying to be a Mark IV Supra. That's the difference in this car. It's not trying to emulate its older brother. Sorry, doing the video thing. But so what it's trying to do is it's trying to be itself. And that is where I think that the hate comes from, and a lot of misunderstanding with the car. My own ignorance, my own misunderstanding, I frankly just had no clue what they were trying to do with it. Because I'm like, is it a Mark IV? Is it a BMW? Is it this? Is it a Lotus? What the hell is this thing? Is it a Frankenstein? What is this car? And is it even a Japanese car? And even when I owned the thing and I drove it for a few months, like the first couple of months, I still had my reservations, my hesitation, because I still didn't quite get it. And that's why I'm making this video, is because I'm trying to save people a lot of heartache and a lot of headache about this car, because it's misunderstood horrifically. Toyota knows exactly what they are doing and what exactly they did with the Mark V. The Mark V has established Gazoo Racing. It's blown wide open to more R&D budget, I think, for these V8 supercars, like the successor to the LFA. You've got rumors of the Celica coming back. You've got rumors of the MR2 coming back. So the Mark V, I really think the Mark V was kind of the linchpin to really, really kind of help out with Gazoo Racing and put Toyota back on the map with this, because you can literally take a Mark V Supra and you can buy it from Gazoo Racing and they will turn it into a track-ready race car for a race team. That is how much they stand by these cars. And I'm telling you right now, I've watched these things at Sonoma. I've watched them in GT challenges, and they are just... they're incredible cars. They really are. And the Mark 5 is incredibly special. And I'm going to tell you why. So let's rewind back to when I got my launch edition. I test drove a Porsche. Actually, I drove to Roseville Toyota to put a deposit down on a black 2025 3.0 Premium. They didn't have the final edition now, all that. Drove up there 2 hours. They said there'd be no markup on the car. Lo and behold, $10,000 fucking markup. Couldn't even talk to the finance guy. I was ready to write a fucking check to put it down on this car and buy it. And they would not budge on the price. They would not budge. I was so fucking mad. I walked out. They chased after me. I said, fuck you guys, man. So I took off and I called another dealership for a used Supra that was actually at a Volvo dealership because I wanted to go drive one. And I knew that there was no way in God's green earth that any fucking dealership, Chevrolet, Toyota, they're not going to just let you take one of these cars out anymore and just drive them. They don't do that. So you really don't, unless you're fucking Doug DeMuro, you really don't get any seat time with these things to really understand what the fuck they are. And that's really frustrating to me too, because if you're going to spend this kind of money on a car, don't you want to know what it feels like? And that's really what kind of upsets me sometimes about these things. There's a lot of dealerships that they don't trust the people. It's like, well, I'm not buying this. I want to make sure I like it. So, but that's just a pet peeve of mine. So, we'll check it. So so I go to this Volvo dealership and I get in this red 3.0 Premium. It was like a 2023 or something like that. 22. It was not too old, and I'll never forget it because I put it in sport mode. I can hear the burbles. I'm not shitting you. The Corvette, okay, when I had the Corvette, the only people that really liked it was the fucking boomers. I'm not kidding you. It's a nice looking car, but it's very exotic looking, but it was not special, if that makes any kind of sense. The second that I got this Supra onto the freeway, and I'm playing with it, and the burbles, and then I'm kind of I'm like, okay, this is a rowdy, like angsty teenager of a car. This thing has an attitude problem, and I love it. It says, fuck you, it burbles, it cracks, it's obnoxiously loud, and I love every second of it. So I get on the freeway, and within 10 seconds, I pull up along this Penske truck, and the guy literally leans out of the Penske truck as I'm test driving this car and goes, holy fuck, it does so. And I'm just like, am I living in a meme? Like, it didn't dawn on me. I'm just like, this car really is special, isn't it? It didn't click with me for a very long time. So I test drove it, but then there was enough for me to kind of go, okay, I'm going to go look for one. So then I went down to Fresno, got my certified pre-owned, which happened to be a chop shop, prior wreck, prior modded car that they sold me. I didn't know at the time. So I didn't find out until much later. But this car, imagine my shock that and this is going to sound funny, a wrecked prior modded launch edition with the 2-port or whatever it was, making 400 horsepower. I think the crank is what they dyno it now. But imagine my shock and surprise that a wrecked Mark 5 Supra, I didn't even know it was wrecked until much later, was the best driving, best handling, rowdy, obsessive, just magical car that I've ever driven or owned in my entire life. And I've owned, like I said, Camaros, Corvettes, and I actually drove a Porsche. I drove a Porsche Cayman S, I believe. They wanted some, it's a fucking Porsche. We want $111,000. And I'm just like, no. No. I'm not paying this. But it gave me a taste, right? It gave me a taste of lightweight, responsive cars. And I got hooked. And the Supra became addicting because it turned me on to something I realized that everybody is missing in their cars. Feeling. It's feeling, it's awareness, it's presence, it's being in the moment. Why I'm saying this car is so incredibly important and so incredibly special to get is it's like a Lotus. It's like, it's like a limited production Lotus. It's like a limited production, what's another two? Like the S2000 or the Alfa Romeo 4C. I've even test driven that. Miata, even like a Miata, you can feel everything in Miata. There is something that this car does that the C8 Corvette could never ever do. Or the Porsche, or the C7 I had, or the SS Camaros, or, it captured the feeling that I got from cars when I was a little boy. I've been chasing. Now I kind of understand it. That's why I traded my cars in so much, because I was looking for that car. I was searching. I've searched for 29 years. Okay. Gran Turismo came out in 1997. For 29 years, I have been on a hunt for, like, my forever car. The car that I wanted to develop a relationship with and stick with and just learn it. Kind of like a musical instrument. And lo and behold, it's the Mark V Supra. Because above all, what really, really, really sold me on this car was the people. Sorry, I just my shirt because I'm falling down here. But, the people up here in the Bay Area and the Supra guys are extremely, extremely friendly, very knowledgeable, very, very road conscious professionals. We get invited out to, like, Sonoma Raceway. Gazoo Racing Corporate has done some really nice things. We've even done, like, NASCAR. My prior Supra was a corral car too. So the community is very special. Very special. They're great people. They'll teach you how to wrench on the thing. They'll teach you how to track. They'll teach you how to do everything. I came into this as an ignorant enthusiast, and lo and behold, now I have literally purchased a track-ready final edition that I'm going to be using at Laguna Seca, Sonoma Raceway, Thunder Hill this year. I cannot believe that I'm actually going to be driving a Supra, let alone, like, tracking it, and it's my car. And I get to drive it every day. 12-year-old me would go absolutely freaking bananas. Like, the only thing I think that could top that is if I, like, had, like, a 96 GTS sitting in my driveway too. But it's like much, much, much later down the road if I ever have money like that. But I think 12-year-old me would be very, very proud of myself making a video saying, yeah, I now, as I'm a grown-up and I drive I got a limited edition Supra. Like, holy fuck. I think I'd have been the coolest kid in high school if I said that. But getting back to why this car is so special. I'm going to probably go a little Clarkson here, so forgive me. I'm in tech. I deal with AI. I deal with, which is whatever, but I deal with all the screens. I deal with all this shit, okay? And I am to the point to where I'm done with it all, and it's not healthy for everybody, and people need to unplug from technology. And I just don't like, frankly, sharing my goddamn my blood type and my contents of what I had for breakfast, and a stool sample to Meta being uploaded via Wi-Fi collected with my car's data. It's obscene now how much they steal from us. There's no privacy. There's nothing. So I'm just getting tired of it. And now we see this push for self-driving, this, autopilot, blah, 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 which is great if you're an elderly person or you're in traffic or what, that's fine. But I'm out here in the Bay Area and the most dangerous fucking drivers are Tesla drivers because they don't think. They don't want to engage at all. They want to fuck off on their phone and TikTok while the car goes down the road. We are losing awareness and presence as a society. A car is more than just getting you from point A to point B. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. If you're not a car person, fine, I'm not talking to you. But there's something with this Supra that I would say 99% of cars have lost. And that is the ability to force you to be present. The car forces you because you feel everything. It scares the shit out of you. You put too much pedal down, it will bite you. This car will crash. These cars are dangerous cars. The boost goes all the way through. The torque don't stop at 5,000 RPMs. It builds and builds. I have scared people with a stock launch edition. I'm not kidding you. I have scared people with a stock launch edition because of how much that car communicates. And in the hands of a capable driver, a good driver, a driver that knows what they're doing, and they can feel what the car is trying to tell it. And if you can respect what the car is telling you, and respect it and have a little bit of awareness to it, and kind of learn, and it pushes you a little more, that's where the magic happens. Is every time I would get in, the car makes you a better driver. I can now drive that car by feeling. There's no other car in the world I've driven that I don't even have to look at the speedometer. I can gauge by distance and by feeling. It's uncanny how I can judge distance now, and I can judge by feeling, and I can glance down when I'm pushing it at a very, very, very hard pace, like on, going through like Muir Woods or Highway 1. And I'm not talking like driving danger. I'm talking just driving spirited to where, it's about the curves. It's about precision. That's where this car can do anything. But it really, really excels in the corners. It really excels in handling and feedback. That is where this car is worth every penny. And I don't give a shit what any car review person says. I don't give a fuck what Doug DeMira says. I don't give a fuck what Jay Leno says. I don't care what anybody says. If you find a car these days that you can fall in love with, that forces you to be a better driver, that still makes you giddy and still drives you nuts a year after you've bought it, that's the car. There's only one car on earth that I've driven that does that for me, and it's that Mark 5 Supra. And that's why I am putting, $25,000 down on one of these. It's a lot of money. It's a ton of money, especially in this economy with all this crap going on. The only reason why I'm even doing this is because I understand that these cars, there's not going to be another car like this to come out. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, we might have like a 4 hybrid or something. I don't know. But I just, these cars are harder and harder and harder to justify for manufacturers. The R&D, that's why they had to partner with BMW. They didn't have it. They didn't have an inline six. They didn't have an engine, and they had to develop it from in conjunction with BMW. And thank goodness they did, because I really believe that this car is unique and special because of the co-development. See, all the fanboys and shit don't understand something very important, that sometimes collaboration makes something very special. Also, if you forget, the 2JZ was co-developed by Yamaha, you know. But hey, look, I love the Mark IV. I love all cars, frankly. I really do. I'm not here to argue if the Mark V is a super or this and that. You guys can have whatever opinion you want, and you can say nice BMW all you want. I frankly don't care. The day that I surrendered my launch edition back to Toyota, I had gotten the car detailed, and once again, you know, I Bimmer coated it. The valves are open, stock exhaust, and I'm going through Berkeley, and literally I had a guy pull out his phone and ask me to like rev the car. I was just smitten by it. These cars are timeless, and I'm just gonna say it: if you have the means to go get one, if you have the means, I'm not saying don't go into debt, don't go anything, don't make a dumb financial decision. If you really are on edge, don't do it. It's not worth it. But if you can actually go out and responsibly see, here's the thing: this is a big purchase. Me, I've already resigned myself to where outside like the PPF and stuff, I'm not going to make any major purchases for the next like 2 years. This car is very expensive. It's a, you know, it's a freaking Supra, for God's sake. Even at MSRP, this car was like over $71,000. That's a lot of money. I mean, it's not as much as a stupid ass F-150 for $120,000, but you know, but still. So this car, I have put the car that I put like, you know, 1,000 miles on it the first week I bought it. I Bimmer coated it. I have driven it all up and down the coast. I did night cruises, night pulls, frickin'. I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and it's like, you know, I'm just gonna go for a drive, and I'd be gone for 2 hours. To get lost in this thing. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So the car, you can do anything you want with it. You can mod it, you can leave it. But I will say this: if you do have the means to get one, I am just saying it straight up. Go online, call out of state. I wouldn't even mess at this point. I wouldn't even talk to a California dealership if you live here. I wouldn't even talk to an Oregon dealership if you live in Oregon. I wouldn't even talk to a Washington dealership if you live in Washington. Every single Supra that I've seen here on the West Coast has been marked up between $10,000 to $12,000 over sticker. I had to go out of state to find mine. That's just what you're going to have to do. Luckily, the dealership I bought mine from, which I'm going to do a shout out to, Victory Toyota of Charleston, West Virginia. So thank you guys so much. They made the car. It was the easiest car purchase I've ever made. From inquiry to 4 hours. That's all it took to where I had the papers signed. That's all it took. They arranged transportation costs. I don't have to fly out there and drive it back. They're going to auto carry it right to my doorstep. And they sold it to me at MSRP with a maintenance package and a warranty, just like a typical Toyota. It just really, really speaks volumes, I think, to just how shitty dealerships are in California these days. Ventura Toyota were great. They tried to hold on to a final edition for me. So if they actually, I think they have a manual 3.0 premium still, possibly at the time of this video. So that's in red. If you're interested down there, they'll sell to you at MSRP. But I'm just gonna say, if you have the means to go get one of these, go get one. And if you can't get the final edition, that's fine. That's, you know, if you're not gonna track it or something, that's cool. Just go get a 3.0 premium if you can. Go get any of these if you can, if they're new. I'm gonna warn you, If you are going to buy used, okay, this is, I I just got out of a year lawsuit because of this. Um, if you're gonna go buy used, and if it's a certified pre-owned, because remember I went through this, get a PPI on it. If the owner or the dealership is hesitant, walk away. Walk away straight up. That means there's a problem with the car. That means they did fucking something to it. See, these people are liars, okay? It's really screwed up because, that launch edition, number one, the one that I bought, I would never have treated it that way. And it's really sad that there are a lot of car people out here who just treat their stuff like shit. They don't appreciate what they have. They rat it, and then they don't respect it. They crash the car. They don't listen to it. And then they go, "Oh, the fucking car," and then they just pawn it off to somebody else. Well, first of all, the idiot who did this in Fresno, you probably put too much power on it. You didn't listen to the car. You know what the fuck you're doing. You're probably a nepo baby. So whatever, man. But for the rest of us who got to work for a living, we kind of appreciate things a little more. And I think that's why we're all so drawn to the Supra, because fucking stage 2 tune, I can dust anything just about. I can definitely corner anything. That's the cool thing too, is I had a little fun with a C7 Grand Sport, and this car, I have like 400 plus horsepower, 3,400 pounds. He's got like 450, 470, I can't remember, but he also has all the, the handling shit too for the Corvette. Man, that thing couldn't even keep up with me. I'm not kidding you, because the Mark V is like driving a go-kart. Like, you ever been to Scandia, or you ever been to like those old school go-kart places, or even the modern ones, and you remember just how light it was? You go around the track, you bump around, and you can just kind of like, just kind of get playful with it. You're not going to hurt nothing. That's exactly how that Supra drives. You can point it, and it will go. You can aim it for a corner, it'll go. You can fuck up in a corner and kind of let off and just feel what the car's doing. And as long as you have control of the back, you can, you can get through it. I had a hairy situation in my launch edition, and just by instinct, it was crazy just how easy it was to save the car. But it was so simple. So I was on Highway 1, I think, or running around, and there was a puddle or something, or some water. Well, the car hit it, and the ass kicked out. It just happens. It went like that. I didn't even think about it. I spun the other way with the wheel, and then I felt it, and I got the other way, and it was like a little go-kart. It's like 1, 2, then off. It happened in the span of like, I want to say 5 seconds. It was very quick. But that's what I'm saying, is that the car talks to you. And that's what makes the car so special, is you feel so much in the car. It responds to everything, and it's extremely reliable, and it's a Supra. So I know I've been rambling on about this car for about 45 minutes or so, but so my plan with my car is this, and everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the face, like Mike Tyson says. So I've already bought the car. It's going to be here probably in the next month. I've got to wait on logistics and stuff and whatnot, but it'll be here. So my plan with the car is to get here, I take delivery of it here at the house, and then immediately I'm going to drive it down to a specialty shop in San Jose, probably with a fleet of Supras as a caravan. I'm going to drive this thing down to San Jose, and it'll be there, it'll be PPF'd for about 8 days. You need 8 days with the car. So, and the job will last, I think, like 10 to 12 years. It's going to look great. I've pretty much decided on a matte satin black PPF, and then we're going to go with a gloss on the carbon fiber for the mirrors and the duckbill for the spoiler and all the other little bits. The next thing that the car only needs, I'll double check on it, but I think for just this season, I can just do the racing brake fluid flush. Just swap it out with some higher temperature stuff and it should be fine. And yeah, so again, my strategy for doing this is I would call out of state if you want one. Don't put your name on a list. You're just not going to get one, okay? They stopped manufacturing them this month. Go ahead, put your name on a list, but you're probably not going to get it. Especially if it's a final edition. I think they're just done at this point. What you're going to see is what you're going to see out there in stock. So if you're after a final edition, just get it. Just get it, because these cars are going to be, in my opinion, I'm not a speculator, but people are already finding out just how special these are, and that's why the prices are going up. These are not losing value. Used Supras now, like 2021, they're still holding their value at like 50, 55, 60K. Like, the prices have already are already starting to go a little cuckoo on this car. Because now there's the scarcity factor, like the Mark IV. They're not making it anymore. People want it. People want it bad because now they realize what it is. So that's why I made this video. I'm like, hey, this is my experience with the car, my buying experience and all that. So after all the PPF stuff, break-in period, and then I'm going to drive it until I'm 105 or something like that. I keep watching these videos of guys there's a guy who drives his F40 everywhere, wrenches on it. There's a guy who I love this. This guy had a Porsche, like a 1970s Porsche, and then I think he drove it every day, and he put almost like 1.1 million kilometers on it, over 800,000 miles on the vehicle. So the B58 too is very reliable. I was talking to guys about it, like longevity. There's just the plastic parts, because plastic, that's all you got to really worry about. But just do your maintenance. And I've heard on Reddit there was a guy who has over 200,000 miles on his Mark V Supra 2020. He put it on Reddit. He's got over 200,000 miles on the B58. Runs fine. There's guys who you can look them up online. I'd recommend doing that too. There are guys who have like 700-800 horsepower to the wheel builds. Like I said, 70, 80, 90,000 mile cars. And they just go. They just go and go and go and go. Every car's got their little idiosyncrasies and things, but overall speaking, these cars, as long as you take care of them, as long as you do the maintenance on them, and it's not a lot, it's your oil changes and your transmission fluid flushes, I think every 30,000, and your diff every 30,000 miles. It's hardly anything. And if you have a guy who can wrench, or a group of guys, you can get it, you can do it yourself. It's pretty easy. So save yourself some money. So yeah, the car is very, very friendly. It's and like I said, these cars, it's gonna take you a little bit. Okay, when you buy the car, when you get in it, you're not gonna understand it right away, and you're not meant to. The car has a lot of surprises in it, and that's the fun. That's the fun part of the Mark V Supra, is you get to discover just how special the car is, and you get to tweak, and you get to do the little things that make it special for you. And if I have one thing to say about this car, it has taken me 29 years to find a car that I could absolutely fall in love with forever, and it's the Mark V Supra, hands down. So yeah, very long video, but I had to talk about it. I had to. So I'm very excited. I'm very thankful. It's been a hell of an ordeal. But that being said, If you're in the area and you want to go for a cruise eventually, or you want me to stop by and show you the car, or you have any questions, you can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up anywhere. And if not, if I can't answer the question, because I'm not like a gearhead totally, I can point you in the right direction to somebody or one of the guys that would know. So any kind of questions, I would definitely go to the Mark 5 forums. There's a few good Facebook groups. There's also a Discord group too. So there are resources out there if you have questions. But yes, if anybody, here's what I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna end this video with this. If you're on the fence, okay, if you're on the fence, if you're not sure, if you want it, but you're just not sure if it's worth the money, I'm gonna look you dead in the eyes and tell you it is worth every single penny. It's the one car that I've made a payment on that I don't regret. Every payment that I'm going to make on this final edition, I'm not going to regret it. Because you really can't put a price on this car. I don't think you can. There's just something about certain cars that come along that do something and that are so special, and that's what drives up the value. It's the feeling. See, the Mark IV Supra invokes such a strong feeling of nostalgia, a strong feeling of pedigree, of you know that the engine's just legendary. You know that you can fucking get flames to shoot out the back of the goddamn thing. You can fucking play Initial D in it without feeling embarrassed, and you'll do a pull and you'll freaking have half the guys just in their pants down the street. It's just, that's the Mark IV, man. It's loud. It's just so that is why you go, and plus of course the movie and all that fun stuff. All it's gonna take is a movie and a modified Mark V Supra for that thing just to go cult status. I think that's all it would take. But yeah, the Mark V Supra, man. To all the stupid haters, you have no idea what you're talking about, man. Just like I didn't know, and that's okay. That's okay. But I'm gonna tell you, man, you get in a passenger seat one of these things, and you'll have fun. Now, the last question, okay, is it a JDM? That is the one question that stuck with me the longest with this car. Even after I drove it for 2-3 months, and even after I had taken it to Sonoma, and even after I had, had friends in it, and I just thought, JDM car, yeah, 100%, the Mark V Supra is without a doubt a JDM car. And it's also a Supra. I'll tell you why. Because just like the Mark IV, it's misunderstood right now. It's misunderstood. The people who get it, get it. The people who don't get it will get it in about 10 to 20 years when these cars are once again cult classics and they're commanding six figures like the rest of them. The car is already $71,000. They ain't going down. They're never going down now. I don't think they will ever. Not these. That B58 will take 1,000 horsepower on the stock internals. You just change a couple parts on it, I guess. You beef up the transmission. You can, and another thing too with the Supra, you can build it, and I've seen all the guys in the Discord do it, man. You can build the damn thing for time attack. You can build it for track. You can build it for drag. You put fucking big old drag radials on the bitch and a freaking parachute. You can build it for rally. You can build it for street. You can build it for drift. They designed this thing to be modified and used out of the gate. And the final edition is like the sweet spot. It's like the secret sauce because they did all the little tweaky things. I can't wait to drive it and just feel the difference. It's going to be very special. So, yes, number one, it's a JDM car. Number two, it's a very special car. Number three, it's the only car I have ever driven that invokes like that kind of childlike feeling, that love, that bond with like just a car. You just, you know, like the car you put a poster on your wall. Mine used to be a Diablo, a Dodge Viper. Now I'd have no qualms putting a Supra on my wall. So, yeah, if you have any qualms about getting one, get one now. Please don't wait. Just get it now. Get the financing. Do what you got to do. Talk to a dealership out of state. Get transport. Just get it. Get it. Take time to learn it. Do as much reference and research as you can on the car. And respect the car. Please do not go and put a stage 2 tune on this thing. Don't go do 600 horsepower to the wheel, and don't go slamming it into a wall. This car with stock torque and stock power can kill you, and it will. The torque and all of it is very, very linear. And driving in the rain, you've got to also be really, really respectful of the car. You'll feel it, but you got to be respectful. So this is my story on the Mark V so far as it is. So guys, we can call it like a very long video blog. But yeah, $71,000 kicks the shit out of a 911. I don't care what anybody says. Kicks the shit out of a Porsche for half the price. Shits on a C8 because the C8 you can't feel anything and the transmission blows up anyways. And I don't really want to do an annual maintenance plan on a damn Porsche. And frankly, I don't really want to do a transmission service every 3,000 to 6,000 miles. It costs me $600 plus labor on a C8 Corvette. So, yeah, no. You just change your oil, do your 30,000 mile maintenance on the Supra, and off you go. So, if anyone has any questions, hit me up. Feel free to. Best of luck. If it were my position, would I pay an $80,000 and if there was no option? I was prepared to. I'll be real. I was prepared to pay about a $2,000 to $5,000 markup on my car. I would have done it. Just because I know how limited these cars are. So, but I will say you can find them for MSRP still. Hunt for them. Go out of state. Find one and buy one and enjoy it. So, thanks for watching. I wish you all the best of luck. And I think the last time I saw, as of this morning, I think there was about 60 final editions across all colors and all transmissions that are available in the United States, in the entire country, about 60. So go get them. Best of luck. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.